One of my New Year's resolutions for 2023 has been to get more stuff done. And when I say done, I mean my hobbies. Like I want to, I've wanted to get more games played out of all my backlog. Watch more anime, watch more movies, because you know that feeling where you have so much to play or so much to watch that you kind of just lock down mentally and end up not getting any of it done. Like there's one or two anime movies, for example, where every evening I would be like, tonight is the perfect time to watch it, and then I end up watching 3 hours of YouTube instead, and feeling like I I got nothing done that day too, and that that went on for all of 2022 for me. I felt that aside from finishing my fourth novel, which I am proud as a pope of having accomplished. I think it's you know bragging rights. I feel that it's my best work yet. Um, but that aside, I felt that nothing else. I really got nothing else done. um, one week into 2023, and I had handpicked a small selection of anime I wanna watch, and a handful of games I wanna get to, and because I don't watch as much anime as I used to. I mean, I'm your kind of guy who I have watched a bit of Inuyasha. I have watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I stopped halfway through Naruto, but I have read the entire manga, so I know you know, aside from filler, I know how it all ends. I have watched Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, your standard shonen stuff, Full Metal Alchemist, Death Note, you name it. Um, but I haven't really been into that much manga or anime for a couple of years at least. And then every now and then, one comes along that really hooks its claws into me, like Doctor Stone, for example. That one was not a coincidence, but I saw a picture of it, and then I was like, "Huh, Doctor Stone. So is this about a person named Doctor Stone?" And then I watched the first couple of episodes, English dubbed. Yes, I know, I'm a heathen. Live with it. I mean, I really don't get the whole war between dub versus sub. I mean, for God's sake, watch what you like. Um, I'm not saying that the Japanese voices are bad or anything. I just, in the words of a certain person, I don't wanna read a TV show. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I watched the first couple of episodes of Doctor Stone and was like, this is really good. And then when I caught up with the first season, I was so hooked on this story that I just needed to read on. So I downloaded the Shonen Jump's official app. What's it called? Jump, something like that. And then I just read and read and read and read until I was caught up, and then it became this weekly thing for me, where not since I finished reading Naruto back in high school, or not high school, but what we in Denmark have an equivalent. Um, it became a weekly thing for me, where I was excited each week. I had something to look forward to. And then that came to a close, because that was the only manga I really read. And you know, then um, existential crisis afterwards, and all that. I'm not gonna get into what I actually thought of the ending and stuff like that. I'm gonna dedicate another video to that. Because this video is gonna be about Blue Lock, as as the title card may have given away. I don't even know why I have been spending the first 5 minutes playing it up as a mystery, considering that I've already given the video a title. But Blue Lock is one of a few anime that I have put on my radar for January at least. And now that now that I have caught up with the first season, and it has totally got hooked its claws into me. I mean, I don't recall many times I have handpicked an anime that I ended up not liking. It's like it's not often that I get into one, but when I do, as with Dr. Stone, I usually hit the nail on the head with what I like. Like, I look at a front cover and I either go, this doesn't look like something for me, or I go, this looks like something for me, and I'm usually right. And the funny thing about this is, I hate sports. I mean, physically at least. I've always been of the opinion that what I love so much about manga and anime is that it can make anything fun, even what's in my opinion a boring ass sport like football. And again, I'm talking about real football, soccer, football, real football. And like, I have known about other football manga slash anime, like Captain Tsubasa, one of the most popular ones that just got a new PS4 game, and Inazuma 11, which is I think more not supernatural, but they set the ball on fire and stuff like that. And in Captain Tsubasa, they can jump 20 meters into the air, and all that kind of superhuman stuff. And not to say that to jump ahead a bit, not to say that that Blue Lock doesn't. I mean, it's anime, so of course it's gonna be hugely exaggerated, but not that Blue Lock doesn't experience what you would call what you would realistically call superhuman behavior, like a person running super fast, or they how hard they kick the ball, or I mean, when a character goes, oh my god, he's fast. But in the context of the universe that this story takes place in, it feels like it's grounded in their reality. Like, this is not supernatural or superhuman. They don't set the ball on fire by kicking it really hard. So for all intents and purposes within this universe, it is realistic football, but like I said, exaggerated. And to go back to my previous point, I hate football. The few times I've played it, and maybe that comes from post-traumatic stress disorder. That not to make light of that. I'm mostly joking, but whenever I played football back in school, I was terrified of getting the ball in my face, and I had this kind of like a phobia, like when you're scared of heights, and if you go somewhere high, you're constantly like, I'm gonna fall. In football, I'm constantly like, the ball is gonna hit me, it's gonna hurt. So I don't enjoy it. I constantly go whenever someone kicks the ball, I go like, I don't like football, but I enjoy watching it. And by watching it, I mean I enjoy watching it in anime form, because in TV, and again, no discredit to anyone who likes watching the sport. I'm not here to downplay anyone who likes anything. I'm just, being honest here. When I watch football, it's like a ball being kicked back and forth. And I have always told everyone, I know you know family and friends, that if real life football was like in anime where they can kick a ball so hard that it breaks the sound barrier, or they can set the ball on fire, or they can two players kick the ball at the same time so that it gains even more speed. Like if real life football was like Captain Tsubasa, then I then you can bet your ass that I would buy that I would buy front seat tickets to every single game I could get my hands on. But real life football really bores me. And yet, like I've already touched on this point, manga and anime has an ability to take something that you would normally not like in real life, for example, and make it something that you are absolutely hooked on. And to my surprise, that was Blue Lock. I'm not even sure why I even picked it up. I was scrolling I was scrolling through the internet, and I saw this I saw the front cover and Blue Lock, and okay, it had blue in its name. I know it's a very superficial reason, but it had blue in its name, and I kind of liked the front cover art style. I um I read a quick summary. This guy who aims to be number one, and I was like, sure, I'm gonna give it a shot. It's about football, but it's one thing that it's about football, but it's another thing that, it's kind of like with music. I can't just pinpoint a genre that I like above any else. Or okay, if you ask me dead offhand, I'm probably gonna say techno or 8-bit, or something like I'm Blue Dabba Dee. Again, blue in its name. I swear that's not the reason. But you can take any genre of anime, and if you tell the story the right way, then I'm gonna listen. Same with video games. I like horror, sure. I like adventure as well. I like. I'm not really a fan of first-person shooters, but if you give me a game like Bioshock, then I'm completely hooked. Give me a good story, then I don't care about the genre, or if it's about basketball or soccer or the military or whatever. Give me a story that I can get into, and give me characters I can get into. And Blue Lock gave me that. I I'm not sure if I expected to like it as much as I ended up doing, especially because and this is the funny part, because I'm used to shonen anime where the main character who aims to be the best, and teamwork and all that sort of stuff. And then I read the summary that it's about Japan trying to get into the World Cup of football by raising the ultimate striker, I suppose. And I don't know. Again, I don't know shit about football, but a striker, one who is in the front lead, and who is supposed to be the one who scores the goals. And I was like, that kind of went against my whole teamwork thing. And I also got kind of flashbacks to when I first heard about My Hero Academia, because until then I'm a big fan of Naruto, where again the whole thing is about teamwork. I mean, sure, there is this guy in Naruto who aims to be the Hokage. He aims to be the very best, but he never forgets his team spirit, and that everything he has ever accomplished, he makes sure to credit the people who helped him up throughout life. And then I heard about My Hero Academia, and people were like, "Oh my God, this is so much. This is so good, and it deviates so much from Naruto in that it's not this stereotypical. Oh, my friends are my power. In this Hero Academy, it's not about teamwork. It's about people who want to become better." on their own. Like it's a more I can do without you guys type of story. That at least that's what the person who pitched the anime to me told me, and I got the completely I got a completely different picture the more I watched. And full transparency, I put the anime on hold halfway through season 3, I think. And as I watched, it became more and more this we're a team, we have to work together because we are heroes. We have to. It's kind of part of the hero code that we have to work together. And sure, in the beginning of Blue Lock, it is all about this every man for themselves, because I mean it's about these I think 300 soccer players, football players, getting chosen to be a part of this program called Blue Lock, where they are transported to this facility where they are not allowed to get back home until the project is done, where they are put into teams where they have to they have to play on teams, but at the same time they are also all rivals, because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, when the project is over, only one of them can become the best. So even though you have you end up having this you have your main character, and he's on this team with 10 other players. And at the start they are all like, oh, I'm only playing for me. And they even have this training match in one of the early episodes, where this cold soul of a coach who constantly watches over them, he explains to them that football originated as a sport that was every man for themselves, and everything, all that mattered was just scoring goals. Teamwork, perish the thought. Teamwork is for losers, kinda. So I was getting a bit of My Hero Academia vibes on that front, but at the same time, despite the premise of being this only one can go to the top, as season 1 progressed, they did become more and more I don't want to say friends, but they began to work more and more together, to the point that you kind of I kind of forgot that everyone on this team is aiming to be the top, because at least in one of the earlier episodes, again, everyone was like, I'm gonna score the goal. No, I'm gonna score the goal. You are in my way. You're in my way. We're on the same team. What are you talking about? I don't care. I'm gonna win. It was chaos. But then again, they learn to work together. And while on the premise of the series, I feel that works against itself, it's also really nice to see that these characters, they actually start to strategize and be like, I'm gonna pass it to you, because this is a bit of a spoiler. It's very early in the very first episode, but where the main character on his old team, before he gets transferred or before he gets selected for the Blue Lock project, he is at the end of this very important match on his old team, like I said, and he has the choice between it's him versus the goalie, and he has the choice of either taking the shot or playing his teammate. And because he is so focused on this ideal of, oh, but football is a team sport, he is like, okay, I'm gonna play my teammate. So he does that, and then the teammate fails, which costs them the match. And this this loss, or rather the reason why they lost, because he's like, would we have won if I had just kept the ball to myself? It it stings. It stays within him, and throughout many of the first episodes, whenever he gets into a tight spot within Blue Lock, which again is this very very intense training program where they are really getting their noses grinded, like every day could be their last day, and with the threat that if you are disqualified from Blue Lock, um, you forfeit the right to ever represent Japan ever again, meaning that everyone who loses, friend or foe, they they lose their entire football career. Um, and this whole I gotta take the shot myself. I'm not gonna. I am weak if I pass the ball onto my teammate and show team play. That notion um, takes up a lot in the first couple of episodes, but like I said, near the end of the first season, or at least the first half of the first season, because I hear that while the show hasn't yet been renewed for a second season, it has been greenlit for the second part of season one, adding up to a total of 24 episodes. Um, but at the end of the first season, they do, like I said, become more. They pass to each other because they have grown to know each other, and they trust each other, know what each other's strengths are. Like, I'm in a bad position right now, but if I kick the ball to this teammate because he's faster than me and he's in a better position, so if I kick the ball over there, he'll be able to catch up to it and score the goal. And I love that. I love the and this goes back to that I don't care about genre as long as it's a good story. I love this element of strategy, like if you see if you watch a football game in real life, it's the football goes back and forth, but in anime, in the world of anime, when the character gets the ball, you hear his inner thoughts, and you see him look over the field as he strategizes, and is like, if I kick the ball over there, then no, that wouldn't work, because then they would that guy would take it instead. And this whole intense strategy, and when the main character is about to take this last chance shot, and he is like, this is our last chance. I actually clutch my hands and it's not that some things in this show are predictable, like they foreshadow that this character who hasn't given his all yet because of a previous trauma, then they focus on him, and you're like, yep, he's gonna come back, and sure enough, he gets confidence and he gets back in the game, and you're like, called it. But foreshadowing and something being predictable doesn't ruin a good story to me, as long as it is told well. And I really feel that here, like, the intense moments are as intense as I would like them to be. And I really feel when the shot has been taken and the goal has landed, or maybe the goal doesn't land, I'm like, holy crap, that was awesome. So really, in essence, this show is for a sport that I don't like in reality. On the drama and the storytelling and the characters, which I haven't talked about yet, this show is amazing. It's given me everything I want on the action perspective. And regarding the characters, it has also pulled the wool over my eyes quite a few times. Like, there's this character. I don't remember his name. In fact, I'm ashamed how bad I am at remembering these Japanese names. Considering that in Naruto, I know everyone's names: Naruto, Hinata, Neji, Choji, whatever. I couldn't for the life of me remember any names from Blue Lock. Um, in some cases, not even. I know most names from Doctor Stone, but the more Japanese the name sounds, the worse I am at remembering him. But the guy who has yellow locks underneath his hair, um, he struck me as ungodly annoying when you first get to know him. Um, and I was like, can this guy please shut up? But as the season went on, he became one of my most liked characters, which really tells me something about how good the writing is. And another guy who at first he doesn't even want to be on the team. He's like, I'm only here to have a reason to quit football. Whenever we inevitably lose, I can withdraw from this godforsaken spot for forever. But then you get his backstory at one point, and you come to understand him, and then all of a sudden he became one of my favorite characters as well. As soon as he had pulled his ass out of the mud, and again, not gonna spoil who it is, although you can look it up after the next thing I'm gonna tell you. What I also really liked about him in the English dub, at least, is that Aaron Desmuke, I think I'm pronouncing that right. The guy who also voiced Senku in Doctor Stone, he is playing this guy. So it's not 1-to-1, but every now and then I can hear Senku's voice within him, and I think I think they did this on purpose in the casting. Like, okay, we have this guy who is very calculating. We are gonna get the guy who voiced Senku in Doctor Stone, who is also a very scientific and calculating guy. So, but yeah, watching through the first season, I have really come to like this story about a sport that I otherwise don't give a crap about. I have come to I'm super hooked, and one of these days I'm gonna go to my local manga shop and get the manga, because I can't wait. Just like with Doctor Stone, I feel that I can't wait for the next episodes to roll around. So I'm gonna continue in manga form like I did back then. I like the characters, and the funny thing is, like with a series like with Naruto, you root for Naruto to become Hokage, but in this show, um, I don't even really care about whether the main character reaches his goal of becoming the number one ultimate striker in Japan or not, because I like all of the characters so much that right now all I'm concerned about is watching their cool ass football games and the turns and twists, and whether they are gonna how they're gonna pull through. So right now I'm more concerned about the journey than the actual end. And considering that I just read that in Japan 22 volumes, manga volumes, have been released, and season 1, part 1 of the anime, 12 episodes, has only covered the first 4 volumes. So I'm excited. I'm super excited again about an anime that I'm really surprised how much actually hooked me. And this is also a point where, you know, sometimes sometimes I feel that that every single time something is popular, I hate it, or if something is unpopular, I like it. Like there are many examples of movies that I like that everyone else hated, or movies that I like that got really bad reviews, and that sometimes makes me feel, am I just an opposite guy? Just am I a contrarian just to be a contrarian? Do I hate something just to hate it? Don't do. Am I just a Mr. Negative guy who doesn't like anything? But then when something like this comes along, I'm reminded that no, I feel that, and of course tastes are different, but I feel that when I legitimately like something, I do like it. And if I dislike something that everyone else likes, then okay, sometimes I am a bit biased, admittedly, but if we are gonna push bias and salt to the side, like sometimes I do catch myself in disliking something just because I find it too popular or whatever. Um, but if I legitimately dislike something, it is because I find problems with it, and some people might look at these problems and say I'm nitpicking, and they more power to them. Maybe I am being nitpicky in their eyes, but as an aspiring writer myself, like I just told you that I finished writing my fourth novel, and not to say that I'm a writing genius, though I mean I am proud of what I had written. Of course I am. What writer wouldn't be? But I'm not saying that I don't have a room to improve, but because of that, I I feel that, and not to put myself on a pedestal, but I feel that when I analyze a story in a game or a movie or a manga, that maybe I just view it from a different perspective. Um, like I I can point out a plot hole in a movie, and people are gonna be like, you're not supposed to think about stuff like that, and I'm like, how can I not? It's a plot hole that pulls everything apart. Um, but yeah, that is what it is. But Blue Lock, I highly recommend it. Whether you're a football guy or not, as long as you like anime or manga with high intense action scenes, and where sure there are some predictable moments, but there are also moments where where much like the characters in the show, you are like, where did that come from? Um, and so yeah, for the first anime that I was gonna say have finished, finished what has been released so far. I no pun intended, or actually yes, pun completely intended. I think I have struck a goal with this one. Like after Doctor Stone ended, and I kinda again I just like after Naruto ended, and I was like, existential crisis. What am I gonna look forward to every week now? After Doctor Stone ended, now I have found something new to look forward to, and it feels great. And I'm not gonna stop there. I'm not gonna be like, okay, I have Blue Lock now. That's enough. My New Year's resolution was to get more manga read, more anime watched, kind of get back into the game, because again, um, much like or rather, like I said, I haven't watched a whole lot of anime for a couple of years actually. I was like, oh, that was back then, but no, I want to get back in the game. I want to get back in and feel that excitement about following a story for a long time. So Blue Lock is only gonna be one of many. I hope. Maybe I'm gonna pick out some that I don't like, but I have found something truly special with my first pick. and I am super excited to be able to tell you guys that, so that you can take a look at it, and maybe you find something special in it as well, something you really bond with and really like. Maybe you're gonna be just as surprised as I was. But yeah, definitely I'm in this for the long haul, both the manga and the anime. And again, sub versus dub, I don't care. Watch it in whatever you like. I can highly recommend the dub though. I really don't understand why purists, sorry, that's the only word I can use to describe it, why they are like, oh, but the English don't have emotion. Dude, if you can watch Blue Lock English dubbed and tell me that they don't put emotion into it, especially when they are just about to make these shots like, I'm gonna make this one count. If you can look at that and say that doesn't have emotion, then I don't know what to tell you. But not gonna judge you. Again, watch it in whatever language you like, read it in whatever language you like. I can only say it's a high recommendation from here. So and I hope that it's not a new series. Like I said, it has 22 volumes in Japan already, but I really hope that this series gains a big fan base over time, both the manga and the anime, and please video games, please video games. So yeah, that's that's all I wanted to say. I don't believe I've left anything out. Maybe it would be an idea if I started taking notes. You know, I'm just talking out of my mind. So but yeah, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me ramble. Until now, I've only talked about movies and TV series, but with this review, I'm gonna also do anime reviews. So we'll see how that goes. So please drop a comment. Tell me what you liked about it. If you have even watched Blue Lock, if you have considered it, or maybe I have convinced you to check it out. Maybe you have a story about another show, movie, anime, whatever that you initially disregarded because of the genre or something else, but then you gave it a chance anyway, and found that you really liked it. I mean, is there anything better than finding out that you like something that you thought you wouldn't? So and of course I hope that my other picks for January are gonna be as exciting as this one. So no, I know I'm repeating myself now, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.